Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Dior, and this is Middara on Tabletop Simulator. So last time we did a bunch of story bits, and got Justice Bochard, our first new character. So pretty much this will be your first character unless you happen to get Patrick first, which we didn't. So we have Justice. We built her as a offensive damaging caster with a little bit of debuffing. A lot of self-inflicted wounds, super mobile. Actually, super duper mobile with summoning and extra range. So I'm hoping this works out rather well for her. One thing I'm also thinking about is possibly getting Devastating. I don't need. Well, let's see. When determining the force of a spell, you may spend 2 books on your casting die to gain +1 force. You can't really do that. I don't really need the extra book, so Devastating might be a good call for her. It's expensive to buy. It'll cost 50 gold per upgrade to put on this, but if I use it, and that'll ensure that anytime I do damage with a spell, I can add additional damage of that type. So that's something I may consider doing. I'm going to hold off for now, just in case. And for right now, I'm also going to go ahead and prep this ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and grab, there should be another Banished Knowledge in here. And we're going to be using that until Remy can learn it herself. And take advantage of the etched console here. Because getting that extra getting the extra stuff is useful. Sorry, words are failing me again. Anyway, with all that said and done, there's nothing besides going to the mines, so let's continue. Main quest to the mines. Damocles led them to the mines. The entrance was enormous, buttressed with huge stone pillars cut into the mountain. It was lit from within with glowstones, and tracks from minecarts ran down the center. There were no miners there anymore, though there were half a dozen guards. They were about to stop the group until they saw Damocles. "Probably shouldn't go in there, sir," one of the guards said, apologetically. "We still haven't cleared the place after the accident. We nearly lost 3 men yesterday, between the cave-ins and the monsters loose down there." Nightingale noticed the man staring openly at Justice, though none of them dared to say anything. Damocles shrugged. "We're ready for that. Let us through." Justice took the lead as soon as they were inside, still holding her book under one arm and seeming confident in her directions. Be prepared. The explosion disrupted many of the nearby caverns. They were once sealed off. They weren't alone for long. Mines of Hyde, page 200. All right. And did you really think we were going to only have one character? So let's load the page. Boom. Alright, so we get Damocles. We get his command card. His unmodified maximum stamina is 6. So that rule where you're capped at 5 does not apply to Damocles. But he's immune to haste, so you can't put haste on him. The first time each turn Damocles is dealt 2 or more damage, he gains a Vow token. He has Blood Pact, which is actually a relic. Blood Pact is a discipline. When making an attack, Damocles may deal himself irreducible damage up to his remaining HP to do the same amount of physical damage to add the same amount to his physical attack. So he sacrifices health for more damage. Speaking of, he has 22 health, 12 defense, 5 movement, 3 armor. So he's actually really slow. He does have really high presence. His strength is average. Everything else is kind of below average. Sinful Privilege. When choosing the target of an attack or spell, Damocles may instead target an opponent that is adjacent to an ally with no penalty regardless of line of sight or range. I really like Sinful Privilege. It's actually a really cool sounding ability. I don't know if it's on any of these characters, though. I know it's a discipline. I just don't remember where it's at. But having the ability to just kind of... Yeah, here it is. When choosing the target of an attack or spell, you may instead target an opponent that is adjacent to an ally with no penalty. So pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, even though he's slow, as long as somebody's at the front lines, he can actually do some things. He has Ring of Blood, that's the relic. Whenever he deals damage, he exhausts the Ring of Blood to heal himself or 2. Hammer Helm makes it so he can, when making an attack, Damocles may re-roll any dice in his combat dice pool. And then Soul Carver, he inflicts Condemn on his attacks. All of his attacks are empowered. Pretty standard stuff. The only thing to note is apparently he doesn't get the +1 damage from Hammer Helm, which kind of sucks, but that's alright. My experience with Damocles is, I mean, he's okay. That's really all I can say. He's okay. I mean, command combatants can be kind of iffy, as you can tell. I mean, Espers tend to do a lot better. But a lot of times with the Damocles, I just couldn't use him because he was so slow. Even with Reach, he just couldn't get anywhere in time. Meanwhile, I had Rook zooming across the map. Alright, so that is it for that. Okay, so we got Damocles on the board. Let's go ahead and read this. The mines have seen better days. The walls are uneven and rough, and dead ends and offshoots look common. Justice says that there is more than one way through these mines. She recommends trying to find the alternate path if you're looking for the quickest route. So you see one exit here, but there's an alternate exit apparently. You can already see there's some Blighted Guardians, and of course some animates already available, and there's a ton of totems and objectives here. And you can see there's mine carts and stuff too, which is kind of cool. So right now the objectives just get the blue exit, try to not get wrecked. What's funny is the continue for both of them are the same. It's just the only difference is whether or not you gain an experience point. We do get Damocles, beloved son of Hyde, which he already kind of shown off. Following your lead, Damocles goes last on the first round, so that's also another reason why you just don't get anything done with Damocles, because he goes last. And get used to this, because when you're in the mines, everything pretty much has low ceiling, which means flight is disabled. So even if you're using a character like a Spirit Sword or a Gary's, their flight is disabled as well, so they can actually die from falling. Also, this will be our first introduction to Dynamite Tokens, which can explode and do tons of damage. I can quickly kind of show that off. Dynamite. If it actually loads. Dynamite 67. So I just leave one tab open so I can just look at the index and then use the other tab to go where I need to go. So essentially, Dynamite, if it's usually every time you see Dynamite, it starts in a lit state, in which case it detonates the next turn. At the end of the next round, it'll detonate and it'll do essentially anything that's adjacent to the token, 3 purple worth of irreducible damage. You can spend a stamina and do a presence check to try to pick up a dynamite, and then you can throw it within range 4. It's also any dynamite tokens that I think get hit with dynamite also trigger. So it does quite a bit. It can do some nasty damage if you let it. Alright, so real quick, anything else to note? Tracking time. At the start of each round, add a time token to the back of the initiative track. Once it hits 4th round, do what's there. Small but deadly, read only when told to. Same thing for blue objective, and we got a bunch of stuff on this page as well, but nothing that we need to reveal right now, and that is everything. Okay. So, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get ourselves started. We have 4 characters, and they all go along the top here. So we're going to put Rook in front. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I could literally just run forward and run back if I want to. That's actually kind of funny. All right. And yeah, there's a lot of dangerous things to be aware of here. Okay, yeah, we'll put Rook in front. That's fine. We need to get her figure, don't we? Did we get her? Yeah, I believe she's in figures. There's Damocles. Did it not give me a figure? Give me a second. I'm gonna go grab a figure for Justice. I don't know why I didn't grab her, but it didn't. Here's her figure, by the way. It looks pretty cool. Too bad it's not colored. So we can go there. And we, of course, want... Put you with that. Alright, sorry, I'm just trying to see what all my options are. Okay. So here's the plan. We want Nightingale here. Remy can be in the back, that's fine. Alright, that's going to be our turn setup. Or our formation, rather. Alright, with all that said and done, we need to add stuff to the initiative. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Blighted Guardian and Animates for now. Okay, and let's reset and start. Nightingale goes first. Good stuff. Oh, actually, before Damocles goes last, gotta remember that. It is and at the start of every round we add a time token. So we'll add a time token over here. So that's time token 1. Nightingale goes first. So what we're gonna do is she is hasted. Because it does have the Puff Brand Classy Tabaki, so she's good to go on that front. And so that gives her 1 stamina. She's going to go ahead and do Like the Shadows to move 2 spaces. This is unhindered movement, so can go right here. She hasn't moved yet, so she'll get +1 to the attack when she shoots this Blighted Guardian for 1,000,000 damage. I don't think I have line of sight of anything else. Yeah, the key thing here is this totem there. Yeah, I don't have line of sight of the animates. Okay, that is fine. With that, I'm going to go ahead and do Precise Strike. Damocles, you're kind of in the way. Let's just set you over here, where you hopefully won't cause me trouble. I also need to get him dice. He's so needy. He's technically a noble, I believe, since Elias is like a duke or whatever. His conviction's good. We're gonna need some purples, a black dye, a green, and a red. Speaking of, I don't need these oranges anymore. I don't need these teals anymore. All I need is this red and this green. That's all she needs. Okay. Alright, so all that's been shifted over. Precise Strike. I'm just going to do a normal shot. Alright, 14, -1, +1, because she hasn't technically moved. So that's going to be a hit. I'm just seeing if there's any reason I want to try to reroll. I mean, the only thing I would do it for is for the Precise Strike extra damage, but I don't think I need that. So with that in mind, we'll get her... It's 14 versus 13, so it'll be 1 damage base. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 6 from arrows, so it'll be 11 damage in total. Fortunately, I don't have courage, so the damage is a little bit less so. I'm going to go ahead and do Quick Blow. I'll just use a regular stamina for it and shoot again. Alright, 15, so it's going to be 2 damage base. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 15. So 15 damage. Alright, looking good. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 more stamina to do another regular attack. And that is 17, which is going to do more than enough to kill this Blighted Guardian before it can actually do anything, which is perfect. So that's 1 down. It's uncommon loot. So draw. 10 gold. I think the only new gear we bought was a new core, and that was for Rook. Which, make sure his HP is correct. 18, 20. Yep, that's correct. Alright, good to go there. Next it goes to, she can't shoot anything else and she can't move, so it'll be Animate's turn next. The first Animate's going to move up and go 1, 2. Yep. Is it within or up to? Up to. So something like this maybe. Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's range 4. It's going to be -1 to the attack because it's shooting through hindering terrain. Nightingale is going to use a Hoodie of Deflection to dodge. Alright, +1 to this, so that's going to bring her defense to 14. So 14 and -1 to the attack here. It's a miss. I get an automatic counter with that, so I'm going to go ahead and counter. Alright, that's 14 -1 +1 because I haven't moved. So that's going to be a base hit. Yeah, I'll take that. So what was it? 14. And it's going to be 1 damage base, 2, 3, 6, 8 in total. And then it's going to be reduced by 3 because of the armor, so 5. So 5 damage. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to do a quick blow and shoot again. Okay, that's 18, so it's going to be 5 damage base. Yeah, 5 damage base. 6, 7, 8, 11, or say 5 damage base. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 16 for the burst. So 16 damage -3 because of the armor. It's 13 damage. Putting him at 18 out of 30. Not too shabby. Alright, that is it for the first animate. Goes to the second one. Maybe here. I believe that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So it's going to go ahead and shoot at Nightingale. Nightingale's going to take 1 damage and do the infection so she can dodge. So here's that dodge. Only +1, so it's going to be 12 defense. -1 to the attack because of the hindering terrain. That is a 14. So it's going to be 13, which is going to be a hit. So it's going to be 1 damage base. And then 2, 3. It'll be 3 damage in total. She takes 2 less damage from ranged attacks, so she only takes 1. That's too bad. I was hoping to use the aligning machine to counter, but that's okay. Alright, that is it for that. That was Animate. Oh, actually, Animate attacks again because he has Chains of Perdition. So he's going to attack again. I can't dodge. 15 this time. So this is going to hurt a bit. -1, so it's going to be 14. So it's going to be 3 damage base, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it gets reduced by 2, so she'll take 5. So she's at 7 out of 19 now. Alright, and that is it for Animates. Goes to Justice. So Justice is going to get... I'm just gonna have her move for now. Regular movement. The only reason I'm not rushing ahead is because Animates be brutal. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be careful about the totem. Just barely. Yeah, that does clip the red, just barely. Alright. Okay, so I'm moving here just so I can target both of them at the same time. And let's go ahead and get this started. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just exhaust this for now. and do the attack. I'm going to target the red animate because it's already been wounded. And it's just going to be, I'm just going to do a raw roll. No empower. Okay, it's a miss, not a big deal. I'm not going to worry about rerolls. Then I'm going to go ahead and cast Life Grasp. So I'll spend a stamina and exhaust for Life Grasp. Cast a spell 6 against up to 3 different opponents within SOI. So my opponents of choice are going to be Animate 1 and Animate 2. And we'll roll a green die and see what we get. Alright, I get a 5. I'm going to go ahead and take the 6 damage. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the 6 damage immediately. So now it's 11. And then add 6 on top of that, so it becomes 417. And we'll start with I'll start with the red animate first. So 17. Alright, I'm going to use my Soothsaying MP3 player to go ahead and force that a reroll. Alright, so 9. So 9 versus 17 means 8 damage, because it's based off the difference. So I'll do 8 magic to it, putting it at 26. And then the other one, it's also going to go ahead and roll. Cast a spell 6. After rolling its turn, you may deal 6 to add to your roll. Okay. And roll for him. So for the second one, he gets 9. I had 17, so it's going to do 8 damage to it. Like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust to do Gore Shot next. And I'm going to specifically target the red animate. Sorry, cat on my desk. Alright, so here's the casting die, green die. Jeez, man. My casting's pretty much garbage. Alright, so 10 force. And 10 exactly. Okay, so didn't get the kill there. That sucks. I'm going to go ahead and flip Batman's Book of Baddies. And summon Elfie. And get her on the field. So big issue here is the yellow here. But I think I can work with this. All right. Yeah, I'll put her here for now. So it goes straight into Elfie's turn. I'm not going to do anything else with Justice for this round. Oh, sorry, I will. I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and swap in the book. So now that's active. Okay. And with her, she can actually warp to places, which is actually kind of useful. Especially in this particular map, because I can't fly. Alright, so that's all taken care of. Goes to Elfie's turn. And what's really nice is Elfie will use all the same dice as Justice, which is red and green, which is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and start things off by doing Gore Shot on the heavily wounded animate. So we're going to roll the casting die, which is a green. 6 plus 6 is 12. Oh my gosh. This thing just does not want to die. I should have just thrown some throwing knives at it. That would have finished it off. Alright. Yeah, that's a problem. I'll have to let somebody else handle it. Because I don't want Elfie to stay here, because if this animate moves, it's going to trigger the yellow totem. So I'm going to use a stamina to go ahead and move. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to go ahead and use this as an opportunity to go ahead and spend a stamina and take a damage to put barrier onto. Actually, we'll go right here and put barrier on Rook. So now he has 6 armor. Can he get higher armor? Yes, if we can get him plate armor. Then we can get him up to 7 and do 14 damage to courage stifles. Alright, that's it for Elifie. Goes to Remy next. It's all up to you now, Remy. I'm going to spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm then going to go ahead and flip summon. I'm going to use the twins because they're amazing. So we'll use Femke and DM. And I'm going to put Femke here, and I'm going to put DM here. Okay, and then I'm going to spend a stamina point and exhaust Valor's Chalice to give herself courage, which in turn is going to give Femke and DM courage. And I think that's going to be it for right now. Yeah, we're good to go. Alright, it's going to go to Femke next. Femke is going to go ahead and open things up by using False Idol to attack the wounded animate. Has to be in power because it's Femke. It's going to be -1 because of attacking into hindering terrain, so it's going to be 13 in total, which is an exact hit. So it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of courage. So I'll do 7 damage, -1 because of armor, because Elifie's debuffing the armor, and that will kill that animate. So that's 1 down. Draw loot. 6 gold, which I think is the lowest amount. 296. Next, she's going to go ahead and, as a follow-up, spend a stamina to go ahead and do Quick Blow, targeting the other animate. Same situation, -1 to the attack. I was thinking about screwing me. It's also about to give me a max roll. Alright, so 15 -1 is 14, so base damage is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, then 10. So 10 damage in total, so it'll be 9 damage because of the armor. So 17. Then she's going to spend a stamina to move. She's going to use Remy's stamina for that. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then she's going to attack one more time with her remaining stamina. And she's going to go ahead and exhaust for Brutal Slaughter. Alright, that's an automatic miss. Everything you want will trigger, and I'll roll again. Alright, so that's 16 -1 is 15, so base damage is 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, and then 17 for Brutal Slaughter. So it'll do 16 damage in total, which will kill that animate completely. Elifie is just so good. Like, even if you didn't go full on summoning, just getting like Elifie is just such a game changer because just her aura of debuffing armor is really good. Alright, so we'll get loot for that. Get 7 gold. Sorry for zooming out and zooming in a bunch. Okay. And at this point, yeah, if we look very carefully, it is clipping the red. So we'll take it. Alright, that is it for Femke. Goes to DM's turn. How do I want to do DM's turn? I think I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to move her for 1. I don't trust being on those railroad tracks. Alright, so we'll spend a stamina to move. If she goes here, will she trigger? No, because it does clip the red. So she'll just go there and hang out for now. And that's it for her. Goes to Rook. So biggest issue here with Rook is it's going to be really hard to find a place that he can actually place what he needs to place. He's going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And go there for now. And then it's going to hit Damocles' turn. He's going to get 3 stamina because he should have. They'll spend 1 stamina to move. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll call it good there. So it'll be a new round. That's going to add a time token to the board. So we're up to 2. Okay. So that's all. Until the 4th time token's placed, we're good to go at the moment. Goes to Justice. She'll recover 1 hit point thanks to Nirvana's Mark. And then she's going to go ahead and flip Etch Console and get Banished Knowledge. And then she's going to spend a stamina to apply haste to the trio. Like so. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So technically, we could just blast our way through that. And as long as it's okay, so this spell can actually hurt your allies if you're not careful, so I gotta keep that in mind. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just hang out there for now. Okay, goes to Elifie. Elifie is going to get 4 stamina on exhaust this. She'll spend 1 stamina to go ahead and move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're actually going to go ahead and trigger that yellow totem now. So 5. Yellow totem, what do you got for me? To the south, a scream pierces the dark. A woman on the far side of the ravine appears. Spawn a living oblation on the space this token has occupied. The encounter esper is a spirit blade. In her slender hands, you see a stick of lit dynamite. If there's an adventurer within range 6 and line of sight of this totem, read A, otherwise read B. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, the only way you would not be in range 6 is if you, like, how would you do that? You would have to, like, teleport to make that happen. Alright, so read A. The girl cackles loudly, then someone in the party is pulled through the aether. Is there an adventurer within range 6 and line of sight of this totem? Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry, an adventurer. No. Elifie is not an adventurer. That's the key word here. She is not an adventurer. She's a loyal esper, a command esper, or a command unit, or command figure, whichever term you wish to go with. Or sorry, actually the term is command combatant, not an adventurer. All right, so we'll go with B. The living oblation swears out of frustration and summons a spirit blade. Place a spirit blade within the living oblation's SOI on a space closest to an adventurer. At the end of the current round, if the living oblation is still alive, read the hidden text for the special encounter rule small but deadly. Okay. So Spirit Blade's going to get spawned along with Living Oblation. So yeah, I'm going based off the keywords. If it's a mistake, they'll eventually fix it in the book. I know the questions come up in the Discord a few times, but I believe this is how it's handled. Else you would never be able to complete the that one thing where you had to get through that pile of loot, because in my case it would have been 7 adventurers if they all counted as adventurers. Alright, so Living Ablation is on the totem, right? On the space the totem occupied, yes. So we'll do that. And then spawn a Spirit Blade within the Living Ablation's SOI in the space closest to the adventurer. Which the closest space to an adventurer would be here. So I'll go right there. So what's going to happen here, it was Elifie's turn. And it's going to go Living Ablation. And then it shifts over. Actually, does it specifically say she summons it? She summons a Spirit Blade, so the Spirit Blade comes to her. Alright. So I went 1, 2. Or sorry, I went 1, 2. What order did I do that movement in? I don't even know. I was definitely. Yeah, I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, so I'm here right now. It's still technically Elifie's turn. So I'm going to go ahead and move. So I'm going to move back a space to go 6. This will provoke the Spirit Blade. I am going to Nimble Dodge. Alright, so she now has +1 shield. It's going to be 15 defense. And then Spirit Blade's going to attack. It misses. And I'm going to go ahead and spend another stamina just to be able to keep moving and move away from the Spirit Blade. And do we have line of sight to each other? Technically, no. But just to be sure, I'm going to move right to there. Alright. So I was able to do that because I was still doing her move action as part of this. I'm going to go ahead and... actually, I'm going to move back 1 more space. So all of her stamina has been used. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust to do Gore Shot onto the Spirit Blade. Actually, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'll do that. So let's go ahead and roll the green die. 9 + 6 is 15. Roll that conviction. Alright, fails. I'll go ahead and take the extra 2 damage. So it's going to do 2 damage base and then another 6, because it's based off highest level discipline, which is 3. So it'll do 8 damage to it. Okay, and then it goes to Living Ablation. And let's see, at the end of the current round, if the Living Ablation is still alive, read the hidden text. Okay, so right now she is still technically alive. She has no line of sight of anything. So what's going to happen here is she's going to force the Encounter Esper to act immediately, which is going to move towards Femke and attack Femke. Femke will Nimble Dodge. Alright, she gets +1. So she has 15 defense again. Alright, 13's a miss. Unfortunately, I can't do any counters because I don't have any stamina. And then that'll be it for Oblation's turn. Now it's Spirit Blade's turn, so Spirit Blade's going to keep attacking. Okay. So just for attack. Alright, 8's a miss, and that is it. Oh, sorry, then it makes another attack, attacking the same figure at +1. Alright, 13 + 1. That's 14. That is unfortunately a hit. So it's going to be 1 damage base, 2. What was it? 13, 14. Yeah, so it'll be one damage base, 2, and then 4. So we'll do 4 damage in total. Okay, 4 damage in total. Then that is it for Spirit Blade. Goes to DM. DM is going to get her stamina. Then she's going to spend a stamina to go ahead and move 1, 2. That should definitely trigger. Actually, I would have triggered back here, so let's resolve that. Okay. Blue totem. Tucked back into the dark corner, a pair of beady eyes stare back from above a disjointed jaw. Spawn a bloody guardian on the space this token occupied. Behind the creature, the remnants of a dead miner can be seen to the side of the body. A bag leans against the rocks. Place a random loot token south of the space this token occupied. I believe it's automatically randomized. What was it? On the token. Okay. So another blighted guardian. Okay. And then gotta reset your HP. Alright. Then she's gonna just keep on moving. Go to here. So she went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so can't do it there, so she'll have to spend the extra stamina to get up close and personal. Alright, so what she's going to do is she's going to go ahead and do False Idol with Resonance. Alright, roll the attack. Alright, it's a miss. I'll do everything you want and re-roll it. 12 is unfortunately still a miss, which means we all lose courage. Alright, then we'll go ahead and attack again. Oh, now you decide to hit. So base damage is 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 5 damage in total to it. And I guess that's it. Alright, goes to Blighted Guardian. Blighted Guardian is going to attempt to cast a spell. Go do a spell 6. 7 plus 6 is 13. Good luck. Well, could have been good. Alright, ends up getting paralyzed. Then it's going to move up to move. It'll move to be adjacent to the opponent and attack. And miss completely, so we're good to go on that front. And that is it for Blighted Guardian. Goes to Nightingale. Alright, so Nightingale has some things she needs to do. She's going to get 4 stamina because of haste. Spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then she's going to do Like the Shadows to get to here. Then she's going to go ahead and do a Precise Strike. It'll be -1 to the attack because she's attacking through an ally because of how diagonals work. Alright, and roll. Okay, let's re-roll the 5 and see what we get. 8, and then I'll use the Kill the Messenger to change that 3 into a 9. -1, that's going to be 16, so just short of getting the actual bonus damage. So 16, the damage is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17 damage in total. Putting him at 22. Alright, and then I'll spend a stamina to do Quick Blow and shoot again. Alright, that's a complete miss. I will have to roll to see if DM becomes diseased. She doesn't, surprisingly. I'll go ahead and use a lining machine to shoot again, because I missed. Alright, 15 minus 1 is 14, so it's going to be 1 damage base. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 14 damage, which is enough to kill it. So Blighted Guardian's gone. So that's 1 down. Alright, let's go ahead and get our loot. Item loot. So we get to roll 2 whites. We'll just grab some whites from up here. Roll. That's a 9. 9 is a relic. So we'll hit shuffle once and take the top. Black arrows, awesome. So if we do run into more armored problems, I can always swap these in. Now, as far as like the barbed arrows are concerned, it's only if they have 0 armor. It doesn't armor piercing doesn't actually lower armor; it just ignores armor. Okay, so that's all been taken care of. Do I have a line of sight of the other one? I do. I should have done down the masses. In any case, I did hit with a lining machine, so I can actually do quick blow off of this. So I'll do quick blow, and I'm going to target the Spirit Blade. Spirit Blade is going to be able to do a dodge because he is nimble. Alright, he has 17 defense, and I'm getting -2 to my attack, so this is probably going to miss. Yep, it misses. Now, when he dodges, in the current action and all abilities, the Spirit Blade moves up to 4 spaces towards the farthest opponent within movement range. And it makes an attack. Yeah. Just checking a few things. It does have flight, but flight only. So the way flight works, you do provoke attacks if you start your move next to somebody. So it actually will provoke an attack from Femke, and it's going to go after furthest opponent, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's going to end up going after Nightingale. So I'll go ahead and provoke the attack from Femke. Alright, and miss completely. I think she's already procced everything you want. I'll assume she did, and just play it that way. 2, 3, 4. This does provoke an attack, break attack from Justice. Oh no, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm a liar. It doesn't provoke because flight. It only provoked from Femke because it started next to him. All right. Then it makes an attack against an adjacent opponent. So it's actually adjacent to both Justice and Nightingale. So it's actually going to attack Justice because Justice is higher up on initiative. So with that in mind, she's going to go ahead and do Marbish Threads to dodge. And get a total of 3 shields, which is going to put her at 14 defense. The attack will be at -1 because attacking into hindering. Okay, misses. And she gets a free counter, so she'll go ahead and attack. And gets 12, which is unfortunately a miss. Okay. So that's all been clarified. It's still Nightingale's turn. Nightingale is going to take 1 damage to do the infection, and then fire 1 more time, since it costs 2 stamina to do that. Alright, this is 16 against the Spirit Blade. It's already used his Nimble Dodge. So it's going to be base damage 3, 4, 5, 8, and then 14. That gets divided by half because of physical. It goes down to 7. And then +2 magic, so I'll do a total of 9 damage, putting it at 17. Alright. And unfortunately, I don't have anything else to add to that. That was pretty much everything he had. Alright. Yeah, he doesn't have... Okay. So that's all been taken care of. That was Nightingale, goes to Rook. So Rook is going to move. Spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll provoke an attack from the Spirit Blade. He's not going to dodge. Spirit Blade will attack. Misses completely. I'm not going to worry about countering. I mean, I might as well counter, actually. So, you know what? We'll use the Sloan Great Wall. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, I'm just not going to worry about countering. Instead, I'm going to spend 2 stamina and cast Courage Stifle with my new fancy shield. Alright, 8 plus 6 is 14. Gets 15. Justice will go ahead and use... Can she do it? Yeah, she's diagonal. So she's going to force it to reroll. She hasn't used it this round. Alright, 15 again. Holy cow. Just no luck whatsoever. I'll cast Courage Stifle a second time. Get 13. Gets 13. Holy cow. I can't do anything to this thing. Alright, well, so I was hoping to blast it to smithereens because I could have done, you know, tons of damage, but no. Rook does not get the play today. Alright, goes to Damocles' turn. Damocles is going to get 3 stamina. And he's just going to start swinging. He's going to do Sinful Privilege and attack. And yeah, he'll just attack. It has to be in power because it's Damocles. It's going to cost him 2 stamina for the attack. And then he's going to use Hammer Helm to reroll any dice on the dice pool. He's just going to reroll both. And do nothing. Okay. This is why I'm not too impressed with Damocles. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just let him go. He'll maximize his stamina next turn. Goes to Femke. Yeah, I'll go to Femke next. Femke can attack diagonally through Justice and a hindering tile, so it's just going to be -2 to the attack. Go ahead and get your 4 stamina going. Alright, so we'll start with False Idol. Alright, miss goes a skull. Everything you want will proc. 10 is a miss. I'll spend 2 stamina to attack again. Miss again. I'll spend 2 stamina and then exhaust Brutal Slaughter. 15 minus 2 is 13, so it's barely a hit. So base damage is 0. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13 because of Brutal Slaughter, and then it gets half to 7. So not quite enough to kill. Alright, and then it goes to Remy. Remy will get 3 stamina. She's going to spend 1 stamina to go ahead and reapply Courage. Call that good. And then she's probably going to go ahead and just stay in place for right now. Alright, and then it goes end of round. So it says at the end of the round, if the Living Ablation is still alive, read the hidden text for special encounter small but deadly. The red-headed girl screams loudly as she wildly throws her stick of dynamite. Let's see, yeah. Wildly throws her stick of dynamite. Place a dynamite token on the farthest adventurer within her SOI. When choosing this target, choose an adventurer who is not adjacent to an ally if possible. If there are no adventurers in SOI, read the section below. There is no one within SOI. I kind of broke line of sight. Not seeing a viable target, the girl tosses dynamite down the passage to the west. The explosion destroys a wall. Discard the obstructing terrain tokens on tile UM11. The explosion sets free some nearby fragors. Spawn 3 fragors on the 3 spaces the obstructing terrain tokens occupied. Then place a random loot token in the southwest corner of tile UM11. Alright. So this is at the end of the round, so I don't think they get a turn. There's some questionable things about spawning and turns in this particular one, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Then place destroy a wall. Got it. Spawn 3 fragors on the 3 spaces okay, so on the 3 spaces they were being occupied. So let's grab a fragor. Got it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Then we get to add them to the initiative. So, just to clarify, at the end of the current round, yeah, and then you have this all trigger. Then place a random loot token in the southwest corner of UM11, which is this one. Okay. It's the end of the round, so I'm assuming you still just shuffle initiative. So that's what I'm going to assume. It's kind of weird. Yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and reset initiative and see what happens. Okay, Justice goes first. Oh, also we add a time token, so we're up to 3 now. So next round it's going to trigger something. Alright, Justice. I don't want to actually accidentally hurt any of these people, so Justice, let's go ahead and get you... Let's get you some places. So yeah, Justice is going to get 3 stamina. She's going to spend 1 stamina to move. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, unfortunately, this range attack is only range 4, so can't really do much with that. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead. You know what, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move her back to here. And take this as an opportunity to go ahead and just apply haste to herself. And that should make her good to go. Alright, that's it for Justice. Goes to Living Oblation. Living Oblation still has no targets, so she's just going to have the Spirit Sword keep swinging. Which is probably a good thing, because if I had killed it instead, it would have just caused some problems. Oh, actually, her moving away does... I'm trying to think here. I think I've already... I think I already provoked the attack on the Spirit Blade, but I'm trying to remember. Oh, well, I'll just have it do an attack. I'll go ahead and dodge it using a cloak. Just to make sure. So, +5 defense. Okay, so it didn't hit anyway, so we're good to go. It's hard to tell. I mean, technically, I don't think he could have attacked diagonally because Rook was blocking the way. But so actually, I didn't need to dodge at all. Alright, so never mind. That is it for Justice. Living Oblation is going to go ahead and make that Spirit Sword attack. So Spirit Sword's going to start swinging. It's going to target Nightingale, because Nightingale is highest up on the initiative. Nightingale is going to be in a little bit of trouble, so she's going to dodge. Alright, gets +1 to this, so she's up to 13 defense. Okay, misses. And then she gets an automatic free counter for it, so she'll go ahead and do that. The Spirit Sword Blade will be able to dodge it, so... Okay. Let's go ahead and roll that dodge first to see what happens. Alright, Nimble Dodge does give +1 shield, so he is at 14 defense right now. I've already used Kill the Messenger, so that's not going to happen. I'm going to pop a Demon Voucher and re-roll the 4. 6, so that's 15 against 14 defense, so it's going to be 1 damage base. 2, 3. 6, 12. I'll go back down to 6 because of the resistance. And then another 2 from magic is going to be 8 damage, which will kill it. Okay, deals with that. She doesn't get flanking because she's using a melee weapon. There's actually, you can actually, when you make an attack against an adjacent target, you can flank as though you're melee, or doing whatever. So actually, I didn't have to use the Demon Voucher. I could have done barbed arrows to get flanking instead. So you know what? I'll say I did that instead. I apologize for my mistake. So that would have been this instead, which would have done base 0 damage, then 1, 4, 10, goes down to 5 because of resistance. And then it'll go back up to 7 because of magic, and it was at 24, so it'll still kill it. So, good stuff there. And that takes care of Spirit Blade. Well, that was Spirit Blade on the Living Oblation's turn. Now it goes to Nightingale's turn. So Nightingale is going to get 4 stamina. And she needs to make stuff happen against these Fragors. I apologize if there's a mistake about the turn thing. It said specifically at the end of the round, which means you probably would not add it to the initiative. Because you're at the end of the round. I don't know. It's so weird. I know there was some need for clarification about that, but like I said, I don't know. So I'm just gonna play it that way. If it's not a huge deal. I think I may have played it the other way on my personal playthrough. It honestly doesn't make that huge difference. It just means there's going to be a bunch of bulbs everywhere. That'll be a pain in the ass to deal with. Any case, let's go ahead and... Oh, I forgot Justice had a turn. She regenerates 1 HP. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to spend 2 stamina, and I'm actually going to do Down the Masses. I don't have to declare both targets immediately, so I'm going to just target the Fragor first, the red one, the only one that I can target, and roll our attack. And I'm actually going to spend a stamina to empower it, and we'll see what happens. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pop the Demon Voucher. Let's see. If it's 14 minus 1, it'll be 13. I'm using the wrong Fragors, by the way. These are the wrong Fragors. I should be using Vibrant Fragors, right? That is a Blighted Guardian. I did not click that. Okay, we should be fighting Vibrant Fragors. Okay. So if I reroll this, I would get a base 13. It'll do 6 damage from arrows, another 2 from books, another 2 from shields. That'll be 10 damage. Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to let it miss and do a Lightning Machine to shoot again. No Empower this time. Targeting the red one. Alright, so this is going to be 14 minus 1, which is going to be 13, which is an exact hit. Base damage is 0. Then it's going to be 1, 2 from shields. Goes up to 5 because of burst. Goes up to 7 because of books. And then goes up to 13 because of arrows. So 13 damage to the red one. She's going to go ahead and give herself a point of damage and do the infection to go ahead and do quick blow. Okay, 16. That's going to be more than enough to kill that Fragor. So that's one Fragor down. Next, she's going to like the shadows. This does not provoke any break attacks, and just reposition here. Then she's going to do Precise Strike and shoot. Alright, that's 15. Don't have to worry about hindering now. So 15, base damage is going to be 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 15 damage in total. So 15 damage in total. Then she's going to go ahead and spend the stamina to go ahead and do Quick Blow. And then it's 13, which is it's going to be a base hit, which is enough to finish it off. So that just leaves one Fragor left. Okay. Then it goes to Rook. Rook will get 3 stamina, spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to go ahead and spend a stamina to go ahead and place the Font of Renewal down. We'll put it down here. Okay, Font of Renewal is used. Then he's going to go ahead and do Poison on the Fragor. 4 plus 6 is 10. 12, so resist it. Not a big deal. Okay, that is Rook taken care of. Now it goes to Damocles. There's nothing adjacent for Damocles to take advantage of, so that's not going to help him. He's up to 6 stamina now because his max is 6. He'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to cost him 1 more. 8, 9. Another 1. And that'll be it. He can't do much. He just can't get into combat is the problem. It goes to Femke next. Femke is going to get 4 stamina because of haste. She'll spend 1 to move. One, 2, 3. She'll just do a jump with Remy's help. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'll spend the last stamina to get to here. I'll actually stand on the loot token. Then I'll go ahead and just use False Idol to attack once. Alright, 13's an exact hit against a Vibrant Fragor. So it's going to be base damage 0, 1, 2 from shields. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from shields, and then 10. It goes up to 10 because of the burst. So 10 damage in total. So not enough to kill. Alright, goes to Elifie next. Elifie will get 3 stamina, spend 1 to move. She'll just move normally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be it for her. Goes to DM. DM will go up to... Actually, yeah, DM will go up to 5 stamina and then become immune to paralysis because she was paralyzed. And that'll be her turn. Then it goes to the Fragor. Not much we can do about it. Alright, Fragor is adjacent to somebody, so it's going to go ahead and attack Femke. Femke will nimble dodge. Okay, plus 1 to that, so she is up to 15 defense. Okay, dodged it. And then I'm going to actually spend a stamina, but I'm going to use one of Remy's stamina to go ahead and counter. I completely forgot about Soulbond and using her stamina. So I'm going to go ahead and counter this thing before it starts shooting again. 12 is unfortunately a miss. which means courage is gone. Oh, actually, I haven't missed yet, so I could do everything you want and reroll. All right, 14. That's a hit. Base damage is going to be 1. And then it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go up to 9, which is enough to kill that Fragor. Yay for counters. And that is it for Fragors. We'll go ahead and draw some loot. Get 10 gold. We're at 113. Give me a moment. Alright, this video has actually gone on long enough, but actually I gotta do some full disclosure stuff, because this is actually Depressed Eeyore from the future, like the way future, like after this encounter future. I made some mistakes. You guys probably noted one mistake I made during this particular sprint of a video, which is I completely forgot about low ceiling. Low ceiling completely disables flying, including from things that have flying at all times. That includes the Spirit Blade. So when the Spirit Blade did its movement and went after Nightingale, it shouldn't have. It actually should have went after whoever was up here, which I think might have been Elifie at the time. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not going to. It honestly will not change the outcome. I will still shred the thing and destroy it. So I'm not going to worry about rewinding that. But when I started the next video, because essentially I was like, all right, it's been over an hour. Let's call it a video. We'll continue. And I continued from here. In which case, I was going to continue with Remy's turn, and I had her fly all the way down to here. She can't do that. 100% can't do that. The only way she could possibly make it to here is by making a DC 16 jump, which is just not going to be viable. I tried it; it's just not going to work. And failing it would have killed her and also messed up a lot of things, because flying over here would have triggered this red totem. I already know what it does. And it just would have messed up everything. So I went ahead and just scrapped the rest of the video. I literally did the rest of the encounter with this mistake active. So I went ahead and scrapped the rest of it. I had to go through my footage just to figure out what exactly I drew as far as loot's concerned. So we have the same loot as we had before. I believe I still have the black arrows that I drew. So yeah. Sadly, one of the things I did draw during the scrapped video was a Blighted Guardian relic, which was actually really cool. But I want this to be as legit as possible, and this was a pretty significant error, because Remy would have, if I had made it so Remy attempted the jump, she would have failed it and died, which would not trigger the red totem, which would not trigger what will spawn, which it's going to spawn something, it's safe to say. So I tried to, all the loot tokens are random, so I did know which colors I drew in total, so I went ahead and replaced those. Another one's going to spawn later on. I went ahead and grabbed the color that I drew just to keep it consistent. So the next time a random loot token comes, has to be spawned, I'll grab the one that's here. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. That's why some of the stuff is a little bit different, as you could probably tell. I literally just I had everything set up for the next encounter. I had to clear the board, replay this, go through the video, figure out exactly where everyone was at. I think I have everyone's HP correct. If I made a mistake, it's honestly not that big of a deal. There's a friggin' font here. I'm going to be able to heal whatever difference it is. I just wanted to kind of make sure everything else was fixed. So yeah, I apologize. Let's see. I think I'm missing a courage. Yeah, I'm missing a courage over here and a haste. I don't remember if Justice has haste yet, so I'll check that before I start the next video. But yeah, I apologize for this mistake. Luckily, guys, the only mistake I'm going to keep active right now is the one with the Spirit Blade. The issue with the Spirit Blade is the only way I would have been able to go over in this direction and start attacking Nightingale. It would require it to jump, which I don't think it was possible for it to do because of the way the things were positioned. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm not going to rewind. Like I said, that part I'm not going to bother rewinding. It wouldn't have made much of a difference. At worst, it would have made maybe attack somebody up here, in which case they would have either taken a little bit some damage or they would have dodged it. And then I would have just had Nightingale shred the guy anyway. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and we'll continue from here. So next time we'll be continuing with Remy's turn, and then we'll, of course, trigger the last time token. So I am the Depressed Eeyore. This was Middara on Tabletop Simulator. See you guys next time.